Happy Monday, Broncos. I'm Phil Rodriguez, and I've got your sports report. After a hard-fought effort against a much-improved Northeastern State football team, the Central Oklahoma Broncos fell to the Riverhawks in their homecoming matchup 28-21. The Broncos played well defensively, featuring a strong performance from junior defensive end Darius Hampton, who showed out with a big sack and 2 tackles for loss. Linebackers junior Reese Roller and senior Connor Johnson also combined for 4.5 tackles for loss, doing their best to get into the backfield as the Broncos tried their best to bottle up NSU's shifty sophomore running back Ramon McKinney Jr. But the Riverhawks took a 14-0 lead early in the second quarter after a couple of touchdowns on the ground, and the Broncos tried their best to play catch-up. You can see they kept getting in the backfield, but somehow NSU just kept getting it done on the ground. But tight end Dominique Dunn had a huge game, hurdling over defenders on his way to 4 catches for 72 yards and a touchdown. Dunn scored here in the second quarter with Jet Huff rolling right out of a goal line formation to find the senior in the corner of the end zone. Great catch from Dunn. He's had a few this season. Ashton Schumann did his best to get as much on the stat sheet as possible, catching 12 passes from Jet Huff for 109 yards and a touchdown. That TD came in the third quarter as the Broncos tried to battle back from a 14-point deficit, make it a 21-14 Riverhawks, 8 seconds left in the third. Looked like the Broncos had a shot when sophomore running back Dev Matthews took a direct snap, lowered his shoulder, smashed into the end zone from 8 yards out to tie it up at 21. But things went bad for the Broncos as the game wound down, closing the fourth quarter out with less than a minute left, ball on the NSU 14-yard line. Jet Huff has the pocket collapse around him as his pass is tipped, intercepted by NSU linebacker Cale Charbonneau, ending the hopes and the game for the Broncos. This marks the first time that the President's Cup trophy has been awarded to Northeastern State since 2013, when they beat UCO 45-38 in Tahlequah. Well, last week saw games across the Big 5 pro sports leagues across the week, but today they all line up together to make the first true sports equinox day of the year. Starting with, at 7 p.m., World Series Game 3, Blue Jays at the Dodgers. That's Phil's pick. That's the one I'll really be paying attention to. But I've got 2 TVs in my living room because I'm a crazy person like that, so I'll have that Monday Night Football game on too. Commanders at Kansas City Chiefs. NBA has multiple games tonight, including the Thunder playing at the Mavericks at 7:30. For the 4th league, we've got the NHL has 2 games tonight. And then 5th, finally, MLS playoffs. Cut off a little bit, but, you know, as our one of our sports people said when he was in there today, no one cares about MLS. It's true. No, just kidding. FC Cincinnati, Columbus Crew, Minnesota United at Seattle Sounders. There are people who care about MLS. Those are big games in the playoffs. So 5 sports leagues have games all on the same day. Ladies, this does not happen a lot. What are y'all going to be watching tonight?
I know I will be tuning in for the World Series, rooting for the Dodgers. Phil, I know you've got several teams that you're going to be watching for. Do you've got a specific one that's just you're really rooting for?
I am nervous and excited for my Blue Jays. They're the team that I love right behind my Red Sox. I know it makes no sense, but really hoping the Blue Jays pull out the win tonight. What about you, Abby? You checking anything out tonight?
I will definitely be catching the Thunder game. I love the Thunder, but unfortunately my favorite player, J-Dub, is not playing tonight, but that doesn't, I will still root on the Thunder, okay?